Yes, sir. Good evening to all of you. So, today we are going to start our session that is the eighth day of our live GST course. Okay, sir. In last 7 days, we had discussed multiple things under GST. So, once please confirm me that my voice is audible and the presentation, the PDF file is visible. Then after I will start the session. Okay, sir. So, please once confirm me about the same. Sir, my voice is audible and PDF is visible. Yes, Ramesh ji. Okay. Okay, sir. So we are going to start the session. One reply from one person, and we are going to start the session, sir. In last 7 days, we had covered many topics of GST in a practical way. Okay, sir. Now we are going to start our discussion on a new subject, and before starting a new subject, I just want to complete the last day subject. Okay, sir. So today we have 2 hour session that is 6 to 8. Okay, and for tomorrow also there is a 2 hour session. Okay, sir. We had planned for 10 hours total GST live course, but due to content, I need to extend the session by 1 hour. So we are going to take the session for 2 hours on tomorrow. Okay, and we are going to conclude the GST live course on tomorrow. So if you have any query regarding any topic, you are free to raise the queries in the chat box or to raise the query in the WhatsApp group so that we can also take the queries in our tomorrow session. Okay, sir. Or after the session, although if you have any query, then you may connect with me at any time on my WhatsApp number. I am always available for you. Okay, sir. So yesterday we had discussed on the topic of audit and assessment. Sir, assessment, self-assessment when I am filing my GSTR 3B, I am doing my self-assessment, or we had discussed about the provisional assessment, or we had discussed about assessment of non-return filers, assessment of unregistered person, and assessment in certain special cases. Also, we had discussed about Section 61 of CGST Act, that is scrutiny of return. And we had also discussed on Section 65 of CGST Act, that is departmental audit. Now, we are going to start our discussion on special audit. Special audit can only be done by a chartered accountant or CMA. तो सर गवर्नमेंट ऐसे ही तो स्पेशल ऑडिट नहीं करवाएगी. देयर विल बी सम स्पेसिफिक रीजन फॉर दैट. गवर्नमेंट इज गोइंग, डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी इज गोइंग टू प्लान फॉर द स्पेशल ऑडिट. सो व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन इन विच स्पेशल ऑडिट कैन बी डन? सो वेयर नेचर ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन और कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, okay, nature of transaction, complexity or volume. If there is a huge volume of transaction, in that case government is going to plan for the special audit by a special person, that is chartered accountant or post accountant. Okay, sir. Who can assign the work? So the officer not below the rank of assistant commissioner may plan or may assign the audit for to the chartered accountant or to the post accountant as a special audit. Okay, reason to be recorded by that assistant, that additional commissioner. Okay, sir. Now chartered accountant को appoint कर लिया, departmental authority has appointed chartered accountant for conducting the special audit. Then what is the timeline in which that chartered accountant has to complete the audit? So there is a timeline of 90 days from the date of allotment. The chartered accountant has to complete the audit. Okay, if assistant commissioner founds that there is a reasonable reasons to extend the date, extend the time, because due to transaction or due to the huge volume of transaction, due to the complexity of transactions, in that case assistant commissioner can further extend the timeline by 90 days. That means maximum timeline T is normal plus 90 by your assistant commissioner. Is that okay in case of special audit? Now various states has allotted the empanelment of special auditors. Okay, various states GST department has allotted that empanelment, or the allotment has also done, the appointment has also done, or at any time where government plans or where departmental authority thinks that there is a requirement of a special audit, in that case they allot the audit to the empaneled chartered accountant or empaneled cost management accountant. Okay, sir. Hope so you had also filed that empanelment with the government or authority. Now, section 66 subsection 3 says आपके अकाउंट्स किसी भी एक्ट में ऑडिट हुए, दैट मींस इफ यू हैड ऑडिटेड योर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स इन एनी अदर एक्ट, इन दैट केस यू कैन नॉट आर्ग्यू दैट सर वी हैड ऑलरेडी ऑडिटेड आवर अकाउंट्स इन अदर एक्ट, सो वी आर नॉट लाइबल टू आवर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स इन जीएसटी एक्ट. नो सर, दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट इज not foolproof. So as per section 66 subsection 3, if you had already audited, in that case if there is a special audit, then in that case you have to be audited again by a special audit, that is chartered accountant or post accountant. Okay sir. Now section 66 subsection 4, the registered person shall be given an opportunity of being heard in respect of material gathered if chartered accountant has gathered any information on behalf of that information, if there is any fault by that taxpayer, in that case opportunity of being heard should be given to that taxable person. Okay sir, उसको अपनी बात रखने का मौका यहाँ पर मिलना चाहिए. That power is in section 66 subsection 5. Multiple time we got the final order by the departmental authority, in that case we can take the reference of section 66 subsection 5, that sir we have the authority to opportunity of being heard. Okay sir. Now section 66 subsection 6 says that during special audit or at the time of conclusion of special audit, if there is any tax evasion or there is any case where the taxpayer has less paid the output liability or excess claimed the input tax credit and wrongly availed the refund, in that case the proceeding under section 73 and 74 will start. Sir, कब से हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं section 73 74? We are going to discuss on section 73 74 in our today's session. Okay sir. Now that is what is the concept of our special audit. Okay sir. Or the remuneration of special auditor should be decided by the commissioner, on the same shall be paid by the commissioner only. Okay, so remuneration always decided by commissioner और उसका पेमेंट भी कमिश्नर ही करता है. ओके सर, दैट इज व्हाट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ स्पेशल ऑडिट. नाउ सर वी हैड ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड ऑडिट एंड असेसमेंट. नाउ कब से हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं? सिंस our last session we are going to discuss on section 73 74. Okay, multiple time we had read this term that section 73 74 proceeding under section 73 74. Sir, what is these sections? The provisions of section 73 and 74 are really very important in case of litigation. Section 73 or section 74. Sir, in case if you had paid less tax or you had claimed excess input tax credit or you had wrongly claimed the refund, in that case if you had done those mistakes with the intention or with willful misstatement or with the intention of doing certain frauds, okay, in that case should be transferred to section 74. That means in case of fraud, in case of misstatement, in case of fraud, in case of misstatement, in case of suppression of fact, कोई information which you need to tell to the departmental authority or you had not talked about those information to the departmental authority, in that case the case covered under section 74. Okay, that means if you had done any outward supply and this is your responsibility that you should disclose that outward supply in your GSTR1 return, but if you had not reported those supply in your GSTR1 return, in that case this that case should be covered under section 74. Okay sir, because there is a suppression of fact. But if there is no fraud, okay, you had not done any type of fraud. Up sir, what do you mean by fraud? How one can decide that the situation is a fraud or that the situation is not a fraud? Okay, so in case of fake invoicing, the case should be treated as your fraud. But where your intention is not to make any fraud. In that case, the case should be covered under section 73. So if no fraud, no material misstatement, or no suppression of fact, in that case the case should be covered under your section 73. So sir, I had already shared the information with you that the case is to be transferred to section 73 or 74 completely based on your argument, because department will try to take the case under section 74, and you as a chartered accountant, as a representational authority, you should try to take the case under section 74, so 73, and the complete decision will be based on your argument only. Okay sir, so now we are going to start our deep discussion on section 73 and 74. Very much important section from practice point of view. If you are in practice, in that case this term is important. If you are in service, in that case also the term is very important. So sir, section 73 of CGST Act says about where there is no fraud, in that case section 73 will apply. So we are going to discuss the term with reference to law. Section 73 subsection 1 talks about where there is no fraud, okay, other than the reason to believe that fraud, any willful misstatement or suppression of fact, in that case section 73 will apply. Now सेक्शन 73 का नोटिस कब से आ सकता है, दैट मींस अंडर सेक्शन 73 व्हाट इज द टाइमलाइन until which government can issue the notice under section 73. So the timeline is specified under subsection 10. So for calculating the timeline, you should read subsection 10 of section 73. We are going to discuss on that also. Now उस टाइमलाइन के एक्सपायर होने से बिफोर 3 months, okay, the timeline is this, and this के टाइमलाइन की एक्सपायरी से जस्ट प्रायर टू 3 months, departmental authority can issue notice under section 73. That means government wants minimum 3 month time to conclude the proceeding under section 73. Okay sir, logically this is the point. Now section 73 subsection 3 says where a notice has been issued for any period under subsection 1, the proper official may serve a statement. Okay, with the notice under section 73, departmental authority should issue one statement also with that notice, or in that statement departmental authority will clarify about the transaction on which the departmental authority is going to charge the tax, okay, or the transaction on which you had access claim the input tax credit, or the transaction on account of which you had claimed the refund. All those details are to be provided to you in statement. So that means if your client got any notice under section 73, in that case the client is also getting the statement for that notice, okay. Or सेक्शन 73 सबसेक्शन 4 टॉक्स अबाउट जिस ग्राउंड्स के ऊपर the notice is issued on those grounds the same statement should be issued on those grounds. That means the grounds of issuing the notices and the grounds of issuing the statement will always be same, because notice and statement both are issued to you, okay. In that case the statement is supportive for your notice. In that case the ground should be same in both the cases, okay. ऐसा नहीं है कि notice is related to your outward supply and in statement government is providing the details about input tax credit. The ground should always be same in case of section 73, okay sir. So ground should be same. Now section 73 subsection 5 says departmental authority, what is the procedure for that? Under section 73, departmental authority first issue you statement, and post statement you will receive the notice regarding section 73. Okay sir, so when you will receive the statement under section 73 or before issuing the notice, if you had paid the required amount to the departmental authority, in that case no penalty. Okay, that means if you had paid the taxes before issuing the notice, on the basis of statement you had paid the tax, or the case is covered under section 73, in that case no penalty should be imposed on you. You just need to pay the tax amount plus the interest amount, or plus if there is any late fees, in that case you should pay the late fees. Okay sir. Now If you had paid the tax without issuing the notice, in that case, after payment the tax, you should inform the fact to the departmental authority. Okay, sir, we had already paid the tax, so you should not issue any notices. Okay. Now, Section 73, subsection 7 says, Section 73, subsection 7 says that there is a demand of 1 lakh rupees under Section 73. Okay. And before issuing the notice, you had paid 80,000. Then departmental authority will issue notice for 20,000 only. That means if you had paid a partial amount, in that case, notice cannot be issued for your payment, the balance amount. The notice will be issued for the balance amount. Okay, sir. Section 73, subsection 7. Section 73 subsection 8 says that आपको notice आ गया, you got the notice from departmental authority regarding section 73 and you had paid the amount within 30 days from the date of notice. In that case also there is no penalty, you just need to pay the interest plus tax plus late fees. Okay. Section 73 subsection 8 talks about payment within 30 days of the so-called notice, there is no penalty. Now, Section 73, subsection 9 says, if you are going to pay the amount of post 30 days of the notice, in that case, you should require to pay tax, interest, late fees plus a penalty equivalent to 10% of the tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. Okay, that means if your case is covered under section 73 or you are going to pay the tax before issuing the notice, no penalty. But you are going to pay the tax within 30 days from the issue date of notice, in that case, there is no penalty. But if you are paying the tax post 30 days, in that case, there is a penalty of 10% of the tax amount or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. Okay, sir. Now, section 73, subsection 10, that means we had earlier discussed at the time of section 73 subsection 2 that the timeline to give the notice regarding section 73 is the timeline prescribed under subsection 10 say 3 महीने पहले. So what is the timeline prescribed? So government has the power to conclude the proceeding under section 73 within 3 years from the due date of annual return for the financial year. That means if government wants to issue a notice for financial year 2017-18, in that case the due date for financial year 17-18 is 31st March 2019. Okay, the extended timeline due date. Okay, from 31st March 2019, from that date till the expiry of 3 months is the timeline to conclude the proceeding under section 73. Okay, sir. Now, notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 6, 8 or 9, penalty shall be payable where an amount of self-assessment tax or amount collected has not been paid within payment. We had talked that if you had made the payment before issued notice or within 30 days, in that case, no penalty. But if you have collected any tax from a another person and you are not going to deposit the same to the departmental authority, in that case there is a penalty. There is no relief in case of penalty for, if you are going to pay the tax within 30 days or before issue of the notice, penalty is there. If you had collected any tax and you are not going to pay the tax, in that case penalty is there. Okay, in any other cases you can take the benefit of penalty, but if you had collected any tax and you are not going to pay the same to the departmental authority, in that case penalty is there. So sir, that is what is the concept of section 73. Just confirm me in the chat box that 73 is okay, then after I am going to discuss on section 74. Your confirmation is required regarding section 73. After that I will take section 74. वन पार्टिसिपेंट सेज दैट सर ओके, बाकी वालों को समझ नहीं आया. Requirement of repetition of provision, then please intimate, or if you got the point then please comment in the chat box. I am again going to explain the concept. Sir, speed is fast. Actually, content is too wide and I need to cover each and everything. But okay, I will try to manage my speed. Section 73. Just I am going to explain the situation with an example. Okay, so that concept will be clear in your mind. Section 73, where no fraud. Okay, where no fraud, no material misstatement, or no willful misstatement, or no suppression of fact, in case section 73 will apply. Okay, so what is the timeline for issuing the notice under section 73? In that case, if I am talking from timeline, in that case, if I am talking about financial year 21-22, in that case, due date of my annual return is 31st March 2022. Okay, from that date, 3 years. That means 23 choice or 25, 31st March 2025 will be the last date till which government has to conclude the proceeding under section 73. Okay, after that government cannot issue the notice under section 73. That is what is the maximum timeline. Or notice कब तक issue कर सकती है? The timeline in which government has to issue the notice. So the timeline for issuing the notice is prior to 3 months. That is up to 31st 12 2024. Government can issue the notice. So this time is for concluding and this timeline is for issuing the notice. Yes, sir. Got my point now? Sir, department had issued the notice. Okay. Or regarding the liability, in that case, department will issue notice plus statement. Notice plus statement. Statement में क्या होगा? They will provide the transaction details in the statement. Okay, sir. Now they will provide a statement, okay, prior to notice. In that case, if you file the required tax before issuing the notice, in that case you just need to pay the tax plus interest plus late fees. Or if you had paid tax within 30 days of issuing the notice, in that case the same provision will apply. That means you should pay the interest, tax and late fees. But if you are going to pay post 30 days, in that case there is a penalty of 10% of tax plus, or sorry, 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. So you need to pay the tax, interest or penalty if you are going to pay post 30 days. Okay, sir. Next. Next. Post 30 days, you need to pay 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees. That is what is the provision for penalty. But if you had collected any tax from any person, okay, and you are not going to pay the tax to the departmental authority, in that case the benefits, that means the benefit which is, if you are going to pay tax within 30 days or prior to the notice, in that case no penalty, but those benefits will not be applicable if you had collected any tax from someone and you had not paid the tax to the departmental authority. In that case you are not eligible to take the benefit of relief of penalty. Hari Kishan ji, is that okay? Okay, and for each and every participant, section 73 is okay. Just comment in the chat box. I have revised each and every point of section 73. Sir, okay. Can we move to the next topic? Section 74 will apply in case of fraud or willful misstatement, or there is any suppression of fact. In case, department will take your case under section 74. Okay, sir. So in case of section 74, government will provide you the notice plus statement. maximum provisions are same as section 73, only the difference in the quantum of your penalty. Okay, each and everything remains same. In case of section 74, departmental authority will issue the notice plus statement. Okay, what is the timeline for issuing the notice, or what is the timeline to conclude the proceeding under section 74? So the timeline is your due date of your annual return, say 5 years. Okay, in case of section 73, 3 years, but there is a fraud. So in that case, there is an extension of timeline, that is within 5 years from the due date of filing of your annual return, departmental authority has to conclude the proceeding under section 74. और departmental authority कब तक notice issue कर सकती है? So the timeline for issuing the notice prior to 6 months. That means कंक्लूजन की डेट से प्रायर टू 6 मंथ डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कैन इशू द नोटिस अंडर सेक्शन 74. ओके, द ग्राउंड्स for which you got the notice and the grounds for which you got the statement both are same. That means the grounds on account of statement and the grounds on account of your notice will always be same. So section 74 subsection 1 we had discussed. The timeline we had already discussed, at least 6 months prior to the timeline specified in section subsection 10, and in subsection 10 there is a specified timeline, the due date of annual return, say 5 years. Section 74 subsection 3 says about the grounds. Okay, they will provide you the statement, and section 74 subsection 4 says the service of statement under subsection 3 shall be deemed to be service of notice under subsection 1 of section 73, subject to the condition that the grounds relied upon the said statement should be same. Okay, in case the grounds of your notice and the grounds of your statement should always be same. Now, section 74 subsection 5, if you are going to pay the tax before service of notice, that means on the basis of statement you are going to pay the tax, in that case you need to pay tax, interest plus late fees or penalty equivalent to 15% of tax. Okay, in case of section 73, maximum penalty was 10% of tax or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. Here, in case of section 74, the minimum penalty is 15% of tax if you are going to pay the tax before issuing the notice. Okay, and you need to convey the same to the departmental authorities, sir, that we had already paid the tax, so please drop the proceedings. Okay, sir. Section 74 subsection 6 done. Section 74 subsection 7, where you had paid a partial amount, that means the liability was for 1 lakh rupees and you had paid only 80,000 rupees. In that case, departmental authority will issue notice for 20,000 rupees. That means departmental authority will issue notice for balance amount only. Okay, sir. Now, if you are going to pay the tax within 30 days from the date of notice, okay, within 30 days you are going to pay the tax within 30 days, in that case there is a penalty equivalent to 25% of the tax. Minimum penalty is 15% of the tax, but if you are going to pay the tax within 30 days, in that case there is a penalty of 25% plus late fees plus interest. Okay, sir. Now, section 74 subsection 9, the proper officer shall, after considering the representation, if any, made by the person chargeable with tax, determine the amount of tax, interest and penalty from such person and issue the notice. What is the maximum timeline? So the maximum timeline is 5 years from the due date of furnishing of annual return. The same concept. Okay, sir. Now, section 74 subsection 11, if you are not going to pay the required tax within 30 days, or you are going to pay the tax after 30 days, in that case there is a penalty equivalent to 50% of such tax. Okay, sir. 50% of such tax. 50% of such tax. That means in case of section 74, there is 3 type of penalty. If you are going to pay the tax before issuing the notice, in that case the penalty is 15% of tax. If you are going to pay the tax within 30 days, in that case penalty is 25% of tax. Or if you are going to pay the tax post 30 days, in that case there is a penalty of 50% of tax. Okay, sir. So this is all about your section 73 and 74 of CGST Act, demand and recovery, sir. Each and everything is okay in your mind, please comment in the chat box that section 73 and 74 is okay, so that I am going to take the new topic, the next topic. and this topic is completely based on practical approach. Can we start the refund topic, a new topic under GST? Okay, and very much relevant from practical point of view. If you are in industry, if you are in business, if you are in practice, this topic is very much relevant for you. Okay, sir. Now, refunds. I just want to take first the practical part. Okay, the practical part in a practical way, and after that we are going to discuss on the term of law or sections regarding refunds. Okay, so sir, सबसे पहले we just need to learn the concept that how to read. So सबसे पहले whenever you are going to read anything, your first question that what. So now we are going to discuss on refund term. So your question is that what refund. Refund means if there is any excess balance in your electronic credit ledger or in your electronic cash ledger, in that case you can take back that amount to your bank account, and that concept will called as refund under GST. Okay sir, so that is what is the concept of refund, that if there is any excess balance in your electronic credit ledger or electronic cash ledger, in that case you can go for refund. Okay sir, in that case you can go for refund. Just an important call, 1 minute break I require. Sorry. So just we are discussing that if there was any excess balance in electronic cash ledger, in electronic credit ledger, in that case one can go for refund under GST. Okay sir, so now question arises, how excess balance in my electronic credit ledger, how I can get the excess balance in my electronic credit ledger. So what is the possibility? So first possibility, I am just giving the techniques to learn the things. Okay, these all facts are already written in the law. So be careful and prepare the proper notes. It will be completely useful for you in practical cases. So now, sir, how there is a balance in my electronic credit ledger? So first option, if I am in the business of zero rated supply, that means I am in the business of export. If I am doing export without payment of tax, that means I have to apply for LUT. Okay, just take this concept also here. Export, if your client is involved in the export of goods or you are also involved in the export of goods, in that case you have two options. Okay, one is with payment of tax and another is without payment of tax. Okay, one is with payment of tax and another is without payment of tax. If you are doing the export with payment of tax, in that case you can take the refund of IGST which you had paid on your export, and the same has been automatically credited to your bank account within 7 days from the filing of your GSTR 3B. But the condition is that the invoice number which you had mentioned in your GSTR 3B and the invoice number which you had mentioned on your IC Gate portal, that is on your custom portal on your shipping bill, should be matched. If both the data are matching, in that case you are eligible to take the refund, or the refund will automatically credit to your bank account. Okay, but if you had done export without payment of tax, in case you are not going to pay any tax to the government or departmental authority, so what is the procedure? So in that case you need to apply for LUT, that is letter of undertaking. Sir, how one can apply letter of undertaking? So you need to log into GST portal and post login under tab user services. Under tab user services you can got submission of LUT, and from that, after filing a required form you can get the LUT. Okay, sir, what is the time period in which I have to apply for LUT? So you need to apply for LUT in the beginning of the financial year, in the beginning of the financial year, in the beginning of the financial year, or the LUT will be available for the complete financial year. Okay, for next financial year you need to again apply for LUT. Okay, sir, so that is what is the concept of export. We had also covered one more topic. Now, sir, we are discussing on refund. So how there is excess balance in my electronic credit ledger? So if I am in business of export and I am going to do the export without payment of tax, in that case I am going to provide my goods or my services outside India without taking any tax, without charging any tax. But those products which I am going to export, I have also bought from someone else, or I have bought those products from domestic market. Okay, so my supplier has already charged GST on me, but I am not going to charge any GST. In that case, there is a accumulated balance of input tax credit in my electronic credit ledger. Accumulated balance in my electronic credit ledger. That is what is the reason due to which I have an accumulated balance of input tax credit in my electronic credit ledger. Sir, got my point? Next, sir, one reason is your export. Due to export, you have a balance in your electronic credit ledger, that is due to zero rated supply. Sir, what other thing which will cover under zero rated supply? If you are going to supply any goods or services to SEZ unit or SEZ developer, in that case also you are not going to charge any tax to that SEZ unit or SEZ developer, but you have an input tax credit because the supplier has already charged GST on you. In that case, you can take the refund of your accumulated balance of input tax credit. Okay, sir. So these are the two situations in which you can, due to which you have an excess balance in your electronic credit ledger. Third one, my inverted duty structure. Sir, what do you mean by this inverted duty structure? That means tax on my output is at lower rate, but tax on my input is at higher rate. That means I am going to sell the product on which the rate of GST is 5%. But for manufacturing of that product, I need to use certain raw materials, certain other products in my manufacturing. Okay. Or the rate on those products, that is the rate on my inward supply is at the rate of 12% or 18%. I have to pay output tax only at the rate of 5%. And I have already paid tax at the rate of 12% or 18%. So there is chances that there is an accumulated balance of input tax credit in my electronic credit ledger. So, sir, these are the three reasons due to which I have an excess balance in my electronic credit ledger. Okay, sir. Now, what is the reason why there is excess balance in my electronic cash ledger? सो देर इज चांसेस कि मैंने कभी कोई टैक्स बाय मिस्टेक पे कर दिया हो आई हैड पेड द टैक्स मिस्टेकली इन दैट केस देयर इज अ बैलेंस एक्सेस बैलेंस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कैश लेजर इन माय electronic cash ledger. Okay, so sir, we had got the reasons that why there is balance in electronic cash ledger and why there is balance in electronic credit ledger. Okay, now, so sir, if there is balance in that case, I can take refund from two ledgers, electronic cash ledger and electronic credit ledger. Sir, you are getting my points. So we had discussed what refund. Now we had already discussed how refund, how there is balance in electronic credit ledger. Now how I can claim the refund. So there is a two type of refund. One is from electronic cash ledger and another is from electronic credit ledger. Let's suppose if there is a balance of 50,000 in my electronic cash ledger. Okay, then I have a first option. I have a first option that I can adjust that amount with my liability in my GSTR 3B return. That is my first option. Okay. In my next month, if there is any liability, if there is amount payable in my GSTR 3B return, in that case, I can utilize the balance which is available in my electronic cash ledger. Okay, sir. Or another option is that if there is no any output liability on account of me, that there is no any liability which I need to pay in my GSTR 3B return, in that case I can go for refund application. I can submit a refund application to the departmental authority. Okay, sir. So in case of electronic cash ledger, there is balance in my electronic cash ledger. Okay, so there is no requirement to submit any manual documents, or there is no requirement to submit any attachment. You just need to file an application that, sir, this is the balance which is available in my electronic cash ledger and I need to take the refund of that amount in my bank account. So there is no requirement to submit any annexure in case of electronic cash ledger. Okay, first option, you can adjust the same from your GSTR 3B. Second option, you can take the refund, okay, from departmental authority. You need to apply it on GSTN portal, common portal. You need not to file any annexure with that refund application. Okay, departmental authority will issue the refund. Or in case of refund from electronic cash ledger, the application cannot be transferred or application cannot be assigned to any departmental authority. Your refund automatically processed by the system itself. That is what is the concept of your refund from electronic cash ledger. Is that okay, sir? Now, if you want to claim a refund from electronic credit ledger due to there is an accumulated balance in your electronic credit ledger. Okay, so first reason for claiming the refund is your zero rated supply. Due to that, you have an accumulated balance. Another reason, sir, first reason is zero rated. Another reason is your inverted duty structure. And there is one more chance that, sir, you have to pay IGST on a particular supply and by mistake you had paid CGST or SGST. Or on a particular transaction you have to pay CGST or SGST, but by mistake you had paid IGST. In that case, you need to take refund of that IGST and you can pay now the CGST or SGST. So if you had make any wrong head payment, in that case also you are eligible to take refund from your electronic credit ledger. Okay, sir. So these are the reasons on which account you are going to submit a refund application. In case of electronic credit ledger, refund from electronic credit ledger, you need to submit multiple documents. I am also going to discuss about the documents requirement for filing the refund application. Okay, or I am also going to discuss on the techniques to file a successful refund and to getting the successful refund from the GSTN portal. Okay, sir. So in this case, you need to submit multiple documents with the departmental authority, or your case will be assigned to the departmental authority. Okay, or departmental authority will check each and everything, and after checking, they will issue the refund. Okay, sir. Just for filing a refund, I need to apply it online. Okay, after application, the my application should be assigned to the departmental authority, and departmental authority will check each and everything of the refund application. Okay, or if they satisfy that all the documents are there, in that case they will issue the acknowledgement, or from the date of acknowledgement within 60 days they need to pass the order for the approval of refund. Okay, but this timeline is starting from the date of acknowledgement. I have applied online. Okay. But departmental authority thoughts that the documents are not complete and certain more documents is required. In that case, departmental authority will issue deficiency memo. Okay. Or if you got the deficiency memo in any refund application, then you need to file a fresh refund application. Okay. Post acknowledgement, if there is any discrepancy, department will issue so cause notice, and you can reply that so cause notice. There is no issue. But if prior to the acknowledgement, in that case departmental authority will issue the deficiency memo, and the timeline will always be started from your date of acknowledgement. Okay, sir. So that is what is the practical aspect of refund. Now I am going to read the theory language. Just one more thing I want to discuss, that timeline to claim the refund. So there is the excess balance of electronic credit ledger in my electronic credit ledger 1 lakh rupees. So what is the timeline until which I can apply for the refund application? In that case, there is a timeline of 2 years from the relevant date. Sir, what do you mean by this relevant date? We are going to discuss on that within 10 to 5 minutes. Okay. So the timeline is 2 years from the relevant date. But if I am a United Nations organization, if I am a United Nations organization or multilateral financial institution, if I am a United Nations organization or multilateral financial institution, in that case, I am going to export anything, or I am going to provide my services outside India, or I am sending any goods outside India. In that case, I am not going to charge any tax. So in that case, I am eligible to take the refund of my accumulated balance of input tax credit. But in that case, timeline क्या होगी? जिस क्वार्टर में, in which quarter you had supplied the goods to outside India as a United Nations organization or as a multilateral financial institution, in that case, from that end of that quarter, 6 months that you can apply for refund. Okay, this is a specific timeline which is applicable in case of United Nations organization or multilateral financial institutions. Okay, sir. Now, in case of zero rated supply, if you require immediate fund, okay, because if you file a refund application, that will take time, because departmental officer will scrutinize your application, scrutinize all the documents, relevant documents, and also cross verify certain thing. After that they will pass the refund. But government wants to promote the exports, hence they provide this rule that in case of zero rated supply, one can take the provisional refund. One can take the provisional refund. Sir, what do you mean by provisional refund? In case you had filed a refund application of 1 lakh rupees under zero rated supply, in that case, departmental authority can allot you 90% of your amount as a provisional refund. Okay, so you are eligible to take the provisional refund also in case of zero rated supply, because government wants to promote the export. Is that okay? That is what is the concept of your provisional refund. Now, one more example I am going to take, and on behalf of those examples, I am going to explain the law. Okay, sir. When we are going to discuss on the sections of this section, you found that everything is covered through those examples itself. Okay. Now, on international airport, on international airport, if there are shops situated, multiple shops after a specified area, आफ्टर स्पेसिफाइड एरिया, ठीक है, और दो शॉप्स आर सप्लाई गुड्स टू foreigners or to foreign going person, a person who are going to abroad or outside India, the shops are provide the goods those persons. In that case, that supply should be treated as export. Okay, and these shops, the shops which is established in the specified area, they are not going to charge any GST from that foreigner or from that outside India person or from that person who are going to outside India. Okay, they are not going to charge a single rupee of GST. In that case, they had bought the goods from India itself. So GST has charged on those products. Now they are providing those services or those goods to a foreigner person. In that case, they are not going to charge the GST, but there is a GST on their inward supply. So there is a balance of accumulated balance on their electronic credit ledger. On that behalf, the shops are eligible to take the refund of their accumulated balance in electronic credit ledger. They need to apply for refund on the GSTN common portal, and the application will assign to the departmental authority, and after proper verification, departmental authority will issue the refund. That is what is the concept of refund in case of shops situated outside a specified area on international airport. Sir, these all are the practical aspect of refund. Each and everything is okay. If you comment in the chat box, then after I am going to discuss the section one by one. For your reference, just we had covered each and everything. I just want to describe the things from section. So first confirm that the concept is clear in your mind in the chat box. Sir, I am waiting for your replies. Section 54 subsection 1 says about, if there is balance in your electronic cash ledger, in that case you can claim that refund by adjusting the same from your GSTR 3B. We had already discussed the same. Okay, if there is any balance in your electronic cash ledger, in that case you can claim that amount in while furnishing your GSTR 3B, that is section that is returns specified under section 39, or under section 39 they specified the return, that is GSTR 3B. Okay, so in case of electronic cash ledger, there is two options. You can adjust the same with your GSTR 3B, or you can file a refund application with the departmental authority. Okay, sir. Section 54 subsection talks about specialized provision in case of United Nations organization or multilateral financial institution. In that case, they are eligible to claim the refund on their inward supply, and the timeline is before expiry of 6 months from the last day of quarter in which supply was received. We had already discussed. Now, Section 54 subsection 3, subject to the provision of subsection 10, a registered person may claim refund of any unutilized input tax credit at any point of time. That means you are eligible to claim the refund if there is any unutilized balance in your electronic credit ledger, but the refund is only available in following cases. If in any other case, or if there is any balance in your electronic credit ledger, in that case you will not be eligible to claim the refund. Only these cases, the specific cases, you are eligible to take the refund. First, your zero rated supply without payment of tax, we had already discussed. Okay, sir. Next, your inverted duty structure. So these are the two situations in which you have a excess balance in your electronic credit ledger and you are eligible to take the refund. But if you are doing the export and if you are getting the benefit of drawback, in that case you are not eligible to take the refund, because government says always you can claim only the one benefit from one act. Okay, you cannot take two benefits simultaneously. So if you are going to claim the benefit of drawback, in that case you cannot claim the benefit of your refund. Okay, sir. Now section 54 subsection 4 talks about the documentary requirement, that what are the documents which is necessary to file with the refund application. We are going to discuss on all the documentary requirements in a practical way post completion of the section 54. So drop it. Section 54 subsection 5 says that if proper officer is satisfied, in that case the proper officer will issue the refund to you. Okay, sir. So now section 54 subsection 6 says that in case of zero rated supply, one can apply for provisional basis refund 90% of the total amount so claimed. Okay, sir. So that is what is the concept of provisional refund we had already discussed. Now, section 54(7) says that proper officer has to issue the order for passing the refund within 60 days from the date of receipt of application, complete in all aspects. That means the acknowledgement date. Okay, sir. Now, section 54 subsection 8 talks about anything contained in subsection 5. The refundable amount shall instantly be credited to the fund to the date paid to the applicant. Sir, what is this fund? So, just take this also by an example. If you are going to file a refund application, okay, in that case, departmental authority will check your refund application. Post checking of refund application, departmental authority will issue the payment order. Okay. After satisfied with all the required documents, in that case, there is a fund which is called Consumer Welfare Fund. Government has established one fund that is called as Consumer Welfare Fund. Your refund amount will be credited to that Consumer Welfare Fund. Okay, sir. And post verification or post verification by the treasurer will issue that refund from the consumer welfare fund to your bank account. That means post approval, your fund will be your amount will be transferred to consumer welfare fund. Okay, or yahan se that amount will be credited to your bank account. But there are certain specified cases. In those cases, there is no amount credited to the electronic your consumer welfare fund. The amount is directly credited to your bank account. Okay, sir. Now, what are the situations we are going to discuss? If there is any export, in that case, the amount is not credited to your consumer welfare fund. The amount is directly credited to your bank account. If you are going to take the refund on account of inverted duty structure, in that case also the refund is directly credited to your bank account. If you had made any sales, okay, or post filing of your GSTR 1, you found that you had not made that supply, okay, you had issued a refund voucher. In that case, you can claim the refund on account of that refund voucher, because in that case you had already paid the output tax in your GSTR 1 return or GSTR 3 return. Now you decided that I am not going to supply the particular product to the particular recipient. In that case, if you want to reduce your output tax liability, in that case you should claim that amount by claiming the refund, or in that case, if you are going to file a refund application, the amount should be directly credited to your bank account. Next, where you had paid tax under wrong head, that is IGST instead of CGST or SGST, or CGST SGST instead of IGST, in that case you can claim the refund. Okay, sir. tax or interest borne by such other class of applicants as may be prescribed by the government on the recommendation of council, or if they classify any particular category of peoples, in that case those people are also not required to transfer that amount in the consumer welfare fund. The amount shall be directly credited to the bank account. Sir, is that okay? We had discussed situation in which the refund is directly credited to the bank account. First situation, that is your export. Second situation, in case of inverted duty structure. Third situation, refund voucher. Fourth situation, section 77, that is tax payment in a wrong head. Okay, sir. And next, if any situation which is prescribed by the government of India after recommendation of GST Council. Particular state has specific rules regarding the refund. Okay, so there is a SGST Act for state specific rules. Now, Section 54 subsection 9 says that notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained in any judgment, decree, order, direction of appellant tribunal, any order or any other provisions of this act or rules made thereunder, or in any other law for the time being in force, no refund shall be made except in accordance with the section 8. If governmental authority has passed any order or anything mentioned in any judgment, decree or order by any departmental authority, refund shall always be issued as per section 54 subsection 8. Okay, उसको violate करके रिफंड कभी भी पास नहीं हो सकता है. डिपार्टमेंटल अथॉरिटी कैन नॉट इश्यू रिफंड आफ्टर वायलेटिंग या पोस्ट वायलेटिंग द सेक्शन 54 सबसेक्शन 8. ओके सर. नाउ section 54 subsection 10 says that if there is any outstanding demand available on your GSTR portal, in that case before setting of that demand you are not eligible to file any refund application. Okay, if there is any demand available in your electronic liability register, okay, in that case you are going to file a refund application to the departmental authority. Departmental authority will not issue any refund. Okay, they will adjust the same from your liability register and intimate the same. Okay, sir. You know this concept that there is three ledgers available on GSTN portal. I am going to cover multiple topics in between the other topics. Okay, sir. So there are three ledgers available. One is your electronic cash ledger. Okay, e-cash जिसको बोलते हैं. Another is your e-electronic credit ledger, that is ECL, e-credit ledger. And one more ledger is there, that is called as your liability ledger, liability register. In that case, if departmental authority has raised any demand, in that case the demand has to be shown in your liability register. Okay, if your goods has confiscated during the transportation, in that case if any demand is raised by the jurisdictional authority, the same demand has to be intimated, or the same demand is available in your electronic liability register, and the same has been auto populated in your GSTN portal. Okay, sir, that is what is the concept of electronic liability register. Section 54 subsection 11 says that where you had filed a refund application for 1 lakh rupees, okay, or departmental authority thinks that on the same ground any other case is pending under any court, any tribunal, or any other departmental authority, or the decision is pending, or departmental authority thinks that post that decision the amount of 1 lakh rupees, that is the amount of refund, will be reduced. That is, post that decision, the taxpayer is only eligible to claim the refund for 80,000, 70,000 rupees. In that case, departmental authority has the power that departmental authority can withhold your refund till the date of decision by that departmental authority, or uh, by the decision of the High Court, Supreme Court, or any other tribunal. Okay, sir, you got my point? Okay, sir, you got my point? Now, section 54 subsection 12 says the departmental has to pay the refund within 60 days from the date of acknowledgement. Okay, but if department is not going to pay the tax within 60 days, in that case there is an interest, that is 6%. Government is going to pay you interest for 6% for delay in payment of refund. Okay, sir. So multiple time when you are going to file a refund application, or departmental has issued the acknowledgement, or they are not providing you the refund within 60 days, in that case you can file your argument, or you can apply for interest on that refund also. Okay, sir. as there is no separate application is required for that purpose, but maximum time departmental authority can only issue the tax figure. Okay, in that case you can you should give a written representation to the departmental authorities, sir, that there is a delay beyond 60 days, so you should pay the interest to me. Okay, sir. Now Section 54, subsection 13 says in case of casual taxable person or non-resident taxable person. So you all know that in case of casual taxable person or in case of non-resident taxable person, if I want to register myself as a casual taxable person or as a non-resident taxable person, in that case, I need to estimate my total liability because I am going to file a registration application for a specific timeline only. For that purpose, I need to calculate my estimated liability for that period, or I need to pay that amount advance to the departmental authority. In that case, I am not eligible to take the refund until I have filed the final return or adjusted the whole amount. Okay, sir. Sir, take an example. ऐसे समझ नहीं आया? In case of casual taxable person or in case of non-resident taxable person. Okay. Just take an example. I have taken the registration for 9 months and I have estimated that my liability is 1 lakh rupees, that my liability is 1 lakh rupees and I have already paid that advance tax. After 9 months, I have to file the final return. Okay. Or in that final return, I assess that my liability is only 80,000. In that case, post filing of final return, in case of casual taxable person or non-resident taxable person, only I will be filed to file the refund application. So in these cases, I need to first file my final return and after that I can file the refund application after adjustment of whole amount. In which ledger will GST TDS will appear? Sir, for TDS or TCS, you need to log into your GSTN portal and post login there is an option that is returns. Under returns, you can found an option that is TDS and TCS credit. TDS and TCS credit. Okay, received. When you will click on that, in that case you will found certain tabs. Okay, one for TDS, another is for TCS. Okay, and right hand side you will found for amendment and amendment in TDS and amendment in TCS. You need to select your TDS credit, you need to select your TCS credit and then file that TDS TCS credit by taking the one time password. Okay, after doing that all that process the amount get credited to your electronic cash ledger. Okay, because the TDS and TCS should always be credited to your electronic cash ledger, e-cash ledger. Okay, sir. Murthy sir, is that okay? If the amount of refund is less than 1000 rupees, in that case no refund should be credited to you. That means एक छोटे से amount के लिए इतनी सारी माथाफोड़ी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, sir. Now we had discussed the term that one can file the refund application within 2 years from the relevant date. Sir, what do you mean by that relevant date? So if you are in the business of export and you are going to claim the refund on account of export, in that case, what will be the timeline? That is what will be your relevant date. So in that case, if you are going to export by sea or air, in that case, जिस दिन the aircraft with such goods are loaded or leaves India, जिस दिन the goods as leaves India, that date should be considered as relevant date, and from that date 2 years tak you can claim the refund. Okay, sir. In case goods are exported by land, in that case the goods passes the custom 14er, और जिस दिन goods ने custom 14er को pass किया, that date will be treated as your relevant date. Okay, sir. If the goods are exported by post, a date of dispatch of goods by the post office concerned to a place outside India, the date of your dispatch of the goods will be treated as your relevant date. Okay, sir. Now, in case of supply of goods regarded as deemed export, sir, what do you mean by deemed export? समझाओ ना. This is also a concept. Okay. So just we are going to discuss on this concept, the deemed export. These terms are really very relevant as you are in business or you are in practice or you are in service. This is the required thing that you should know the term of the meaning of each and every term under GST or Income Tax Act, because this is the basic thing. Sir, what do you mean by deemed export? I am as a registered under GST. I am as a registered under GST, and if I am going to supply any particular goods to Mr. Y, or Mr. Y says to me that Mr. Sachin, I am going to export these things within 90 days. Okay, I am going to export these things within 90 days. In that case, when I am going to provide those goods to Mr. Y, in that case, I will charge a concessional rate that is 0.10%. Okay, so in that case, if I am providing my goods or services to Mr. X, in that case, the supply should be treated as your deemed export. Sir, is that okay? The concept of deemed export. In case of deemed export, you should contain certain document from the supplier. That means, in case if you are going to supply the product to Mr. Y and Y claiming that Y is going to export that product, then if you are going to provide that product at a concessional rate, you should contain certain documents. That is, first document, you should take LUT from Mr. Y that he has applied for LUT or not. So you should take the LUT. Then after, you should take the export order, or you should take one declaration, or in that declaration that that person Y will declare that I am going to export that product within 90 days. Okay, so these three documents are required in case of deemed export. This is the situation what those called as deemed export. If you are going to sell any product under advance authorization, sir, who is going to do the advance authorization? So there is a specified agency available. If you are going to do the supply under advance authorization, or if you are going to supply to EPCG, export promotional capital goods, if you are going to provide those goods, for in that case the supply should be treated as your deemed export. Okay, sir. So, in case if you are going to provide the supply to a specified person who are going to supply that product outside India, in that case, that supply should be treated as your deemed export, or in case of advance authorization, the supply should be treated as your deemed export. That is what is the concept of deemed export. Okay, sir. Now, what is the relevant date in case of deemed export? In case of deemed export, in case of supply of goods, where a refund of tax is available in respect of such goods, the date on which the return relating to such deemed export has to be filed. I had made a supply at the rate of 0.1% to Mr. Y. Okay, in that case, there is an accumulated balance of input tax credit, because on that product on which I am going to pay a tax of 0.10%, I have taken that product at 18%, 12%, or 5%. So in that case, I am eligible to take the refund. For taking the refund, the due date, the relevant date is the filing of my return regarding that deemed export, and from that date till the end of 2 years, I am eligible to take the refund. Sir, is that okay? Concept of refund. Now, in case of inverted duty structure, the date on which you have filed your GSTR 3B return, that means the due date of furnishing of your return under section 39, that means your GSTR 3B return, that date will be treated as your relevant date. Just take an example. If you are going to file a refund for April 2022, in that case, for April 2022, the due date for filing the GSTR 3B is by 20th May, 20th May, and from that date shall be treated as my relevant date, and from that date till 2 years, I am eligible to take the refund. Okay, sir. So that is what is the concept of timeline, the relevant date of refund. Okay, sir. Now, if you are going to claim the refund on account of goods supplied to special economic zone or special economic unit, in that case the requirement is that the special economic zone or special economic unit has used those goods or those services for authorized operation only. Okay, and for that purpose you need to submit the declaration to the departmental authority that the SEZ unit or SEZ developer has used those product or services for authorized operations, so I am eligible to take the refund. Okay, sir. So this is a special provision which is applicable in case of SEZ. We had already discussed that provision at the time of our discussion of SEZ unit or SEZ development. Okay, sir. Now, this is the rule regarding documentary requirement. What is the additional document which you need to attach with the refund application? We are going to discuss on those one by one in a practical way. So I am going to escape those points. Okay. Now, sir, formula for calculating the refund. Sir, what is the formula for calculating the refund? So just we are going to discuss on that formula. Sir, we had discussed you can file the two type of refund under electronic credit ledger. One is your zero rated supply and another is your inverted duty structure. Okay, in all other cases, that is if you had paid any wrong tax, in that case there is no formula available. On if you are going to claim the refund on account of refund voucher, also in that case there is no formula required, but the formula is required only in case of zero rated supply or only in case of our inverted duty structure. Sir, what is the formula in case of zero rated supply? So you need to take your zero rated turnover, okay, including the turnover of zero rated services. Okay, so the turnover of zero rated supply of goods plus turnover of zero rated supply of services divided by your adjusted total turnover. Okay, sir, multiplied by your net ITC. The amount will come and the amount will called as your maximum amount eligible for refund. Okay, sir. Now, sir, what do you mean by zero rated supply turnover? That means if you are going to provide any services or any goods to SEZ unit, SEZ developer, or you had provided any goods, you had supplied any goods to outside India or any services to outside India, then the same should be treated as your zero rated supply. So you should mention here. Okay. Now, what do you mean by adjusted turnover? If you are dealing in the domestic sales as well as for export sales, in that case, your domestic sales plus your export sales, दोनों का combined will be treated as your adjusted total turnover. Also, if you are dealing in exempted sales, also, if you are going to provide any services or any goods which is exempted by the government of India through a notification, in that case, you should deduct that amount from your turnover. Then the figure will come, should be tailed as a adjusted total turnover. Just take an example. If you are going to domestically supply 50,000 and you are going to export 1 lakh, or you are also providing certain exempted supply which is exempted by the notification, that is 20,000 rupees. In that case, your adjusted total turnover will be 1,30,000 rupees. Okay, sir. That is what is the concept of adjusted total turnover. Zero rated supply of goods or services we had already discussed. Now, sir, what do you mean by net ITC? If you are going to file a refund application for April 2022, in that case, all the input tax credit which is available to you or all the input tax credit for which you are eligible, so you should take that input tax credit as your net ITC. Okay, sir. Just take an example. For net ITC only. Okay, you had claimed the ITC in your GSTR 3B, 1 lakh rupees. Okay, but there is a input tax credit which is available in your GSTR 2B is 80,000 rupees. In that case, as per my opinion, you should take net ITC as 80,000 only. Department or the software will auto-populate 1 lakh rupees because net ITC figure will be auto-populated from your filed GSTR 3B return. Okay, but you are in situation to change that figure. So as per my opinion, you should take that figure that is which is available in your GSTR 2B return. Or suppose if there is any blocked credit also available in your GSTR 2B return, in that case you should deduct that amount also. That is, if there is a blocked credit in 17.5, which is 10,000 rupees. In that case, you should deduct that 10,000 rupees and you can take the net ITC as 70,000 only. Okay, sir. So that is what is the concept for taking the net ITC. Is that okay, sir? In case of zero rated supply, formula okay है. Zero rated supply का turnover divided by total turnover, adjusted total turnover multiplied by net ITC, the figure will come as your amount eligible for refund. Now, what is the formula? Sir, if you have any issue regarding any point, so please raise your points at the time of discussion of that point only, so that this will be more clarify the concepts. Formula in case of inverted duty structure. In this case, the formula is turnover of inverted duty divided by adjusted total turnover multiplied by net ITC less tax payable on inverted duty structure. That is the formula for calculating the maximum amount of refund under inverted duty structure. Adjusted total turnover, you already know. Net ITC, you already know that net ITC will be auto-populated from your GSTR 3B, but you should take the net ITC which is reconciled with your GSTR 2. Okay, sir. Now, what do you mean by turnover of inverted duty structure? Just take an example. If you are a business, if you are in a business or in that business, your total sales is 1 lakh rupees. Okay. 30,000 you are going to sell at the rate of 18%. And 70,000 rupees sales you are going to sales at the rate of 5%. Your inward supply, the rate of your inward supply is 12% and 18%. In that case, the turnover of 30,000 is your normal turnover and turnover of 70,000 in your inverted duty structure. Is that okay, sir? Where the input tax credit is at higher rate, but the output is at a lower rate. In that case, that turnover should be treated as your inverted duty structure turnover. Okay, let's suppose an example. If your total turnover is 1 lakh rupees and complete turnover is at the rate of 5%, in that case, your adjusted total turnover will be your zero rated your inverted duty structure turnover. Is that okay, sir? Now, sir, just what do you mean by the tax payable on inverted duty structure? In our example, there is a turnover of inverted duty structure is 70,000 rupees. In that case, tax on that amount 70,000 multiplied by 5% will be treated as your tax payable, and you should deduct that figure. Okay. After that, whatever will be figure come, that will be your maximum amount which is available to your. Okay, sir. Sir, the formula for zero rated supply and the formula for inverted duty structure is done from my side. Are you get the point regarding the formula? If you have any issue, raise the query. Can the output tax liability of domestic turnover be set off from ITC of export supply? Yes, there is no issue with that. You can export के लिए कोई specific input tax credit. There is no any specific ITC balance regarding export. Okay, just take an example. You had bought goods on which the input tax credit is 1 lakh rupees and you are going to export. The the purchase price is 10 lakh rupees and ITC is 1 lakh rupees, and you are going to export 3 lakh rupees and your domestic sales is 7 lakh rupees. In that case, you can adjust any figure from 1 lakh rupees to your domestic sales. Okay, there is no restriction. And then after, by applying this formula, automatically the refund will be claimed on the basis of your. By applying this formula, the refund will automatically claimed from your ratio only. Okay, sir. Harikishan ji, is that okay? You can adjust the figure, not an issue. Now, sir, we had already discussed on the formula term. This formula is related to your inverted duty structure, and the above formula is related to your zero rated supply. Okay, sir. Harikishan ji, you got my point? Acknowledgement, we had already discussed. The departmental authority will issue the acknowledgement. Okay. Grant of provisional refund, we had already discussed. Okay. In case of zero rated supply. Order sanctioning refund, we had already discussed. Credit of refund of rejected claim. Okay, now rule number 92. Just take an example. You had filed a refund application for 1 lakh rupees and departmental authority will issue refund for 80,000 only. In that case, at the time of filing of refund, your electronic credit ledger will be debited by 1 lakh rupees. And now, departmental authority has given you the refund of 80,000 only. In that case, the 20,000 will be recredited to your electronic credit ledger through form GST PMT 03. Okay, sir, through form GST PMT 03. But this amount is automatically credited to your electronic credit ledger. But if any situation, if you not got that amount electronically automatically credited to your electronic credit ledger, in that case you should manually apply to the departmental authority, to the judicial commissioner, that the particular amount is not credited to my electronic credit ledger, hence please credit that amount in my electronic credit ledger. Okay, sir. Now, refund in certain special situation, we had already discussed about United Nations Organization and multilateral financial organization timeline. We had already discussed. Okay, sir. Now, refund of taxes to retail outlets established in the departure area of an international airport beyond immigration counters, making tax-free supply to an ongoing tourist. In that case, refund is also allowed. We had already discussed. Okay, in that case, you should file a refund application in form GST RFD 10B. Okay, sir. Inward supply पे tax लगा होगा, hence he is eligible to take the retail outlet is eligible to take the refund. We had already discussed. Okay. Refund of integrated tax paid on goods, we had already discussed that if you are going to pay, if you are going to do the export with payment of tax, in that case automatically the amount has been credited to your bank account within 7 days, but the condition is that the details provided on custom portal and the details provided on GSTN portal should be made. The same thing is available under this provision. Okay. Now, export of goods or services under bond or LUT, we had already discussed. You should file a letter of undertaking in the beginning of the financial year in form GST RFD 11. We had already discussed the procedure to apply for GST RFD 011. Okay, sir. Now, one important term is there which I need to discuss with you. In case of export without payment of tax, 15 days after the expiry of 3 months or such further period as may be allowed by the commissioner from the date of issue of invoice of export, if goods are not exported out of India, that means if you had done any export, okay, under LUT, or you are not going to supply the goods outside India, you have just issued the invoice, you are not going to supply that goods outside India within 3 months from the date of issue of invoice. In that case, after expiry of that 3 months, you have a maximum timeline allotted by the departmental authority, that more 15 days is here. If you had not supplied that goods outside India within 15 days from the after expiry of 3 months from the date of invoice, in that case your LUT got surrendered automatically. Okay, and after that you are not eligible to export any goods or services without payment of tax. Is that okay? This is the condition for supplying the goods. And if you had not received the payment of your export, just take an example, I had exported a certain goods for 1 lakh rupees, and if I had not received the amount, the payment from outside India within 1 year, from the date of invoice, in that case after expiry of 15 days from the date of the expiry of 1 year from the date of invoice, in that case your LUT got surrendered and you will be not eligible to take any export without payment of tax. That is what is the timeline. In case of supply of goods, there is 3 months available, or in case of payment, there is 1 year available. Within 1 year, you should receive the payment from outside India, or within 3 months, you should make the supply. Okay, sir. Now, within 1 year you had not received the payment, in that case your LUT got surrendered and you need to reverse back your input tax credit. If you had taken any refund of that export, in that case you need to take back that refund to the departmental authority. But whenever you will receive that amount from that outside India, from that foreigner, in that case on the date on which you are going to receive that amount, on that date you are again eligible to claim the refund. Okay, or from the amount received date within 3 months you can file again a refund application. You can file a fresh refund application. Sir, is that okay? The timeline of 3 months and the timeline of 1 year is okay or not? Interest on delayed refund, so there is an interest rate at the rate of 6% if there is a delay refund, or the refund is on account of any departmental order, any scrutiny, any order by appellant tribunal, appellant authority, or by any court. In that case, if refund is not ordered within 60 days from the date of that order, in that case there is an interest rate of 9%. That means there is two type of interest rate. One is 6% in case of normal cases, but the refund is due to any order, decree, judgment. In that case the rate of interest will be your 9%. Is that okay, sir? Consumer welfare fund, we had already discussed the concept of consumer welfare fund. Okay, the amount which is credited to the consumer welfare fund and interest is also credited to the consumer welfare fund. Okay, and the consumer welfare fund should be audited by computer and auditor journal, and the account should be maintained by the specific authority. There are certain meetings which will be held in a particular financial year of the consumer welfare fund. This is completely a theoretical part. From examination point of view, there is no any relevance in our practical day-to-day life for consumer welfare fund. Hence, I am skipping that topic. Sir, is that okay? Just comment in the chat box that the refund is okay. Then I am going to discuss on the documentary requirement for claiming the refund. Sir, theoretical part is okay or not? Just confirm me. We had also discussed the practical aspect of refund. Now I just want to discuss the documentary requirement. What are the required documents for filing a refund application? Before moving ahead, just give me an indication that everything is clear in your mind regarding refund. Sir, I am waiting for your replies. You all are there actively or not? In case of refund, if you want to file a refund application, in that case, you need to log in to the GSTN portal. Okay. Post login to the GSTN portal, you should go into the refunds tab. Okay. And after clicking on the refund tab, you need to select the option application for refund, because you are going to file a fresh refund. In that case, you should select the application for refund. Okay. After selecting that application for refund, one new window will open. On that window, they will ask for the reason for taking the refund. That means they are asking that you are going to claim the refund under inverted duty structure, or you are going to claim the refund under, or you are going to claim the refund for export, or you are going to claim the refund, or you are going to claim the refund for wrong head if you had made any wrong, if you are going to make the refund for refund voucher, or for any other reason. After that, GSTN portal will ask you the period for which you are going to file a refund application. Just take an example. If you want to file a refund for April 2022, in that case, for all the previous periods return, you have to file the refund application. And if there is no refund, in that case, you can file the nil refund application. Okay. After filing the previous period application, you will be eligible to file the next period application. That is the procedure for filing a refund application. Okay, sir. Now, what is the documentary requirement for filing the refund? First, in case of zero rated supply, In case of zero rated supply, first document is your application. Whenever you are going to file a refund application, this is your first responsibility. You should file the application for refund. That will be printed on word. Word में आपको उसको ready करना पड़ेगा. You should prepare the application in word sheet, and after that you should take a printout of that application and got signed by the taxpayer, and after that you should scan that application, and the scanned image should be uploaded on the GSTN portal with your refund application. Although all the documents which are going to submit to the departmental authority, all document you need to take the printout of those documents, then after you should take the signature of the taxpayer on those papers, and after that you should scan those documents, and after that the scanned document should be uploaded on the GSTN portal. So the first document is your application. Second, if you require the format of application or the undertaking, you may connect with me over WhatsApp. I will share you the documents on your WhatsApp number. Okay, sir. There is no issue in that, but it may take time of 1 to 2 days. Okay, application. Then after you should submit the undertaking. And in case of zero rated supply, if you are going to do any export, in that case you should make one more declaration. Sir, what is the declaration saying? What do you mean by the declaration? Okay, so the declaration is that you have to declare that the product which I am going to export, and on that product I am going to take the refund, that price of that export is not more than 1.5% of my domestic price. That means if I am going to sell that product domestically in 1 lakh rupees, in that case maximum I can export that product at 1,50,000 rupees. Okay, sir. So you need to give a declaration for that also to the departmental authority in case of zero rated supply. So three documents we had already discussed. One is application, another is your undertaking, and third one is declaration. Okay. Fourth one, you should submit your cancel check, and you should submit the reconciliation or comparison of your GSTR 1 versus your GSTR 3. You should provide the comparison between your GSTR 1 and GSTR 3. Okay, sir. Again, after that, you should submit your GSTR 2A or 2B. Now, you should submit the GSTR 2B. One thing which you need to keep in your mind, that whatever GSTR 2B are you going to upload on the GSTN portal, the same input should be matched with your GSTR 3B return and your annexure B. Okay, so this is your first responsibility. Whenever you are going to file the refund application, first reconcile the input tax credit which is mentioned in your GSTR 2B return, which is in your GSTR 3B return, and which you are going to mention in your annexure B. We are going to discuss on annexure B also. So you should take the printout of your GSTR to be return and reconcile the same. And if you had taken any input which is not available in your GSTR to be return, in that case, this is my personal suggestion that you should calculate the complete refund amount, or you should submit all the documents which is based on your GSTR to be only. Okay. So this is the first thing. This is the required thing. After that, you should submit one annexure, that is annexure B. Sir, what is in annexure B? Annexure B is your detail regarding your input tax credit, and you should declare that the input tax credit which are on which you are going to claim the refund, the same is reflected in your GSTR to B or not. Okay, because there is one column is available in your annexure B, that the input is available in your GSTR to B or not. So you need to take yes or no in that column. Okay, the complete detail is based on your GSTR to b, and most important thing, the input which is available in your GSTR to b and you are going to declare in annexure B should be reconciled, should be matched. Okay, now last document which you need to submit with your refund application is your statement 89. Statement 89 is a utility which is generated from GSTN portal. Okay, and you should feed the required details in this utility, and after that you should generate a JSON file, and that JSON file should be uploaded on GSTN portal with your refund application, and the scanned copy should also be enclosed with the refund application. सर इस स्टेटमेंट 89 में कौन सी डिटेल जाने वाली है? So you need to submit the detail regarding your outward supply. outward supply. You need to submit the detail regarding your outward supply. That means you need to submit your detail regarding your export. Okay, in that series, you should submit in statement 89. What is the field? Your invoice number you should submit, date you should submit, your place of supply, your port code. In case of export, this is the required that you should submit the port code also, or you should submit the shipping bill number, shipping bill date, EGM details, export journal manifest manifest number क्या है and date क्या है. ओके और जो जो फॉरेन रेमिटेंस सर्टिफिकेट्स हैं, date and the number, you should submit those documents in those details in your statement 89. One more suggestion is there. If you are going to file a refund application on account of zero rated supply, in that case you should first check all the figures are matched with your IC portal or not. You can go to the IC portal on Google, and after that you can check the status of shipping bill. Okay, when you are going to check the status of shipping bill, then automatically you will get the details of your EGM, you will get the details of your IFRC, and all other detail will be available on IC portal, and you should match the same. So these are the documents which should be filed with the refund application. First document, you should file the application. Then after, there is undertaking, then declaration. After declaration, you should submit the statement 89 annexure B or GSTR 2B. With that, you should submit the comparison of your GSTR 1 and 3B and the reconciliation between your GSTR 3B and GSTR 1. Sir, this concept is okay. The documentary requirement for zero rated supply. If you are going to file a refund application on account of zero rated supply, if you are going to file a refund application on account of zero rated supply, in that case, first document, which is your application. Second is your undertaking. Undertaking is same in each and every case. Third document is your comparison between GSTR 1 and 3. Fourth document is your cancel check. Fifth document, your GSTR 2B, and the same should be matched with your annexure B. Now, next thing, annexure B. In annexure B, in case of inverted duty structure, you should submit the HSN code wise details. Okay, so departmental authority will demand you the HSN code wise details in your annexure B also. If you had taken one invoice in your annexure B, in that case you should mention HSN code in front of that invoice. Okay, so the HSN code wise details is also required in case of inverted duty structure. Sir, HSN code detail is required in 4 digit if your turnover is below 5 CR, and if your turnover is above 5 CR, in that case 6 digit HSN code is mandatory. Okay, or now there is one more amendment is come, there is one notification is come that you should, if your turnover is above 5 CR, in that case you should maintain, you must maintain 6 digit HSN code while preparing your e-invoice, because if there is no 6 digit HSN code while preparing the e-invoice, in that case you will not be eligible to generate that e-invoice. Okay, sir. So the same procedure will apply in case of annexure B. If you are going to submit the details of HSN, if your turnover is below 5 CR, in that case 4 digit HSN code is sufficient. If your turnover is exceeded by 5 CR, in that case 6 digit HSN code is required in case of annexure B. Next, statement 89, which is generated from GSTN portal, and you should convert the same, you should generate the JSON file from that statement. Okay, so sir, in case of zero rated supply, under statement 89, you should provide both the details, that is details of your inward and that is details of your outward. One important information is that whatever information you are going to provide regarding your inward supply in your statement 89, the same should automatically be checked with your GSTR 2B. If there is a difference of 1 paisa, in that case the error will be shown. So you should rectify the same. इसीलिए मैंने ये opinion दिया. Hence I have suggested you that you should take all the input as per your GSTR 2B only, because there is error if the same has not been matched with your GSTR2B data, and all the outward supply which you are going to declare in your statement 89, the same should be checked with your GSTR1 return. And this process is completely based on automatic approach. This will automatically check when you will upload the JS1 file to the GSTN portal. The GSTN portal will show errors, and you should rectify the errors immediately. And after rectification of all the errors, you can file that JS1 file on the GSTN portal. Okay, sir. So in that case, on statement 89, you should file inward supply key details and outward supply key details. In inward supply, you should submit the invoice details, invoice number, invoice date, taxable value, IGST, CGST, SGST, and this should be reconciled with your GSTR2B. And in case of outward supply, you can declare the type of supply, that is B2B, B2CS, and credit note, debit note. Also, you should submit the taxable value, IGST, CGST, and the same should be reconciled. Same should be checked with your GSTR1 return. That is what is the concept of your refund. That is what is the documentary requirement in case of inverted duty structure. If you have paid wrong head tax, in that case, you should submit the one document, that is the challan for which you are going to pay the tax now, and the challan on which you had wrongly paid the tax. You should submit those documents with the refund application. Refund will passed by the departmental authority. Okay, sir. So this is all about the refund. If you have any query, please raise in the chat box. We had discussed each and everything of refund in a concise way. I had tried my best to cover each and every point of refund. Sir, any query regarding refund, then please raise in the chat box. If no, then please mention okay so that I can take the next topic, next small topic. Yes, sir. Hari Kishan ji, Ramesh ji, everything is okay. Murthy sir, Naresh ji, everything is okay. Now I am going to take a very small topic, very important topic under GST. Okay. So, what are the necessary documents? What are the necessary documents records should be maintained under GST? So, sir, whether you are industry, whether you are in practice, whether you are in service sector, this point is important to you. So, what is the documentary requirement should be maintained under GST? So, you should maintain invoices, whether it is related to your purchase invoices or whether it is related to your sales invoices. You should maintain the banking details. You should maintain your cash expense. You should maintain your payment details. Okay. You should maintain your inward and outward other expenses detail. You should maintain the detail of your reverse charge mechanism. These details are required to be maintained. Sir, what is the timeline for which I need to maintain the documents? So, due date of filing my annual return. Due date of filing of annual return. Till 72 months, I need to maintain the documents. That means if I am talking about financial year 21-22, that the due date for filing the annual return is my 31st March 2022. In that case, from that date until the expiry of 72 months, I need to maintain the documents. Or if any departmental authority, any high court, any supreme court, any appellate tribunal, any appellate authority has declared that Mr. Sachin, you have to maintain the books of accounts for a further extended period, then in that case, I need to maintain the documents for further extended period. Okay, so that is what is the concept of records under GST. What documents should be required to be maintained, and for the timeline for which I need to maintain the documents. Is that okay, sir? This is also one important topic under GST we had covered. So, sir, in our today's session, we had discussed about the refund term refund, and also we had discussed about the special audit under GST, and then we had discussed on section 73 and 74 of CGST Act. Section 73 talks about your cases where there is no fraud, no suppression of fact, no material misstatement. In that case, that is in case of section 73, we had discussed that there is only one penalty if you are not going to pay the tax within 30 days from the date of notice. In that case, there is a penalty of 10% of tax plus 10, or 10,000 rupees, whichever is higher. But in case of section 74, that is, there is any fraud, there is any material misstatement, there is any suppression of factor. In that case, there is a penalty if you are going to pay the tax before issuing the notice. In that case, rate the penalty will be 15% of tax. If you are going to pay the tax within 30 days from the date of notice, in that case there is a penalty of 25% of tax, or if you are going to pay the amount post 30 days, in that case there is a penalty of 50% of tax. That is what is the concept of 73 and 74. 73 के अंदर वो कब तक फाइल को ओपन कर सकता है, टाइमलाइन टू कंक्लूड द प्रोसीडिंग इज एनुअल रिटर्न की ड्यू डेट से 3 years, but in case of section 74 there is a timeline of 5 years from the due date of annual return for a particular period. Okay sir, after that we had discussed about section 54, that is refund. Refund, maximum two situations are there from electronic cash ledger, from electronic credit ledger. Cash ledger, you have option available. First, you can adjust the same from your GSTR 3B refund return, and another option is that you can take the refund from electronic cash ledger by applying on the GSTN portal. The case should not be transferred to any authority. The same as automatically processed by the GSTN portal. Okay, sir. But if you are going to claim the refund from electronic credit ledger, the same should be assigned to the departmental authority, or you can get the refund within 60 days from the date of acknowledgement of the refund application. Also, if there is any delay in the refund, in that case there is an interest provision, that is interest at the rate of 6%. But if the refund is due to any order by any appellant tribunal, appellant authority, Supreme Court, High Court, in that case the rate of interest will be 9%. Okay sir, after that we have discussed about the two special concept of refund in case of zero rated supply, or refund in case of inverted duty structure. We had also discussed the formula for claiming the refund, and also we had discussed the multiple documentary requirements for refund, and at the end we had discussed about the various records should be maintained under GST. So sir, this is all about our today's topic. Tomorrow we are going to conclude the GST live session, although we had decided the 10 hours for this session, but 1 hour extension is required. So tomorrow session is for 2 hours, and the timing is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. If you have any query regarding last 9 days or any other query regarding GST, then you may comment the same on the chat box or in the WhatsApp group, so we can take the queries in our tomorrow session, or we may discuss over it on call. Okay sir, so I am going to sign off for today, and we will meet on tomorrow by 6 p.m. sharp.